My name is Chen Hao Chen. Today, my topic is Taiwan Wine and Spirit Renaissance. I'm going to start to introduce the outline of my presentation. I will start with some historical and background review of the project, following by self-introduction and the Taiwanese grape wine that I produce in Taiwan, and the Taiwan Jizake Renaissance. 170 years ago, during the Qing Dynasty, Taiwan was still a rural farm agricultural society without any public infrastructure. In 1895, when Taiwan became part of Japan Empire, the Japanese government started to build up the infrastructure for Taiwan, including irrigation system, a factory to produce sugar, as well as electricity and railway. However, nothing is free. When 1905, Japan started a war with Russia, and the war cost a lot of money. So the member of the Central Parliament in Tokyo suggests to sell Taiwan to French, and French were delighted to buy Taiwan for 100 million yen at that moment. But the chief of the civil affair, Kodo Shinbei, suggests that 60 million yen and 20-year financial independent project for Taiwan. And he created and set up a monopoly bureau to monopolize, to produce sugar, salt, alcoholic drinks, tobacco, and opium. Soon after the settlement and set up of the Monopoly Bureau, the Monopoly Bureau generates 47% of the annual income for the Taiwan government. So Taiwan financial situation become stable and independent to the central government of Japan. According to a research carried out by Professor Kaohsiung in 1977, all over the world, only Taiwan and Turkey has ever applied sort of a monopoly, full monopoly production of tobacco and alcoholic beverages. In other countries, winemaking is a tradition. But according to research carried out by Skimoto, and there was 2,678 small producers all over Taiwan before the apply of a monopoly season, all because of monopoly system. These local jizake vanished in the Taiwanese agriculture, and all those small producers, they use Taiwanese sweet potato, molasses, rice, sorghum to produce local alcoholic drinks, all disappeared. And I was brought up when I was 20 years old. There were only 4 or 5 kinds of alcoholic drinks available, produced by the Monopoly Bureau. And with this, I went to study hotel management in Switzerland. And our school is situated in the biggest vineyard called Valais region in Switzerland. And soon I was attracted by the fabulous and magnificent wine culture. And with a scholarship from a private company, I became the first Asian student who studied wine making in the University of Burgundy. All my classmates, they are coming from the wine family. They are going to heritage the winemaking business. I was the only one student who has no vineyard at home. And if I produce wine at that moment in Taiwan, I will go to prison because winemaking was considered as a crime in Taiwan. And that didn't stop me to one day jump into the wine cellar in France. As you probably know, the wine producing region is situated in a temperate zone in between 30 to 50 latitude, northern and southern hemisphere. Taiwan is a subtropical island with annual precipitation around 3,000 millimeter. It's almost 3 times than that of a wine producing region of Bordeaux or France. The viticultural plantation experiment started during the Japanese era. The Taipei Imperial University imported diverse international and hybrid variety for plantation experiment. After the experiment, 2 varieties was selected for the production of red wine. The red grape is called Black Queen. The Black Queen is bred by the father of viticulture of Japan, Kawakami Zembe, in 1927. Another variety is called Golden Muscat. Golden Muscat is bred by Cornell University in 1915. Both of them are hybrid grape varieties, which is suitable to the subtropical, humid, and hot climate. However, 99% of the world wine production relied only on one variety. It's called European Vitis vinifera species. And the hybrid variety and American variety has a nature defect called Foxy, the smell of foxiness. The smell of foxiness is caused by a natural substance occurred during the maturation period. It's called Methyl-anthranilate. Methyl-anthranilate, the smell of methyl-anthranilate is very similar to that of overripe strawberry. When the smell of foxiness starts to appear, to attract the fruit-eating animals to come and eat the grape and spread the seed for the vine. So early reference in 17th century already talk about foxiness of American and hybrid varieties, like smell and taste like unto a fox, when ripe, resembling the smell of a fox. In 2001, when Taiwan became a part of a World Trade Organization, the monopoly system stopped, and local farmers start to build up wineries. I help the local wineries to import suitable equipment to start to make wines in Taiwan. And I try to imitate a special winemaking tradition from Portugal. It's called extrusion. Extrusion is a winemaking method called thermal treatment. The thermal treatment is a simulation during the sea exploration period. In order to gain the center weight of a boat to against the sea wave, they store all the fortified casks at the bottom of the boat. And during the sea voyage, which is hot and humid aging condition, with the very mild sort of a Maya reaction, some special distinguished flavors such as tropical fruit flavors start to occur. And even in Portugal today, they use stove to heat up the barrels for thermal treatment. So immediately in Taiwan, I carried out an experiment for 30, 60, and 90 days. And I used a solar panel to get the heat source. And inside of a thermal treatment chamber, I used the ventilation and serpentine coil at the bottom of the thermal treatment chamber for heat exchange. And after 3 months, I discovered that the huge decrease of methyl-anthranilate foxiness, and I published the discovery in a Journal of Science of Food and Agriculture. But however, right after 5 years, another 5 years of old aging, we discover with the annual evaporation of 10%. So the nature concentrate everything within 5 years. So 5 half barrel left after 5 years. It was nature who concentrate everything. So the wine's quality just improved. And we started to gain international awards in different countries. Until today, we have won medals in 10 different winemaking countries competition. And finally, when I have enough money, I produced a sort of a design to memorize the variety from Japan. In 2014, I participated a worldwide distilled spirit conference in Glasgow. I met a professor from Kaohsiung University, and I realized that because Kyushu has very similar climate than that of Taiwan, so I started my journey to learn the winemaking and shochu production of imo shochu and Kobe shochu in Kagoshima. So I discovered also in Japan the king of and I discovered from the historical literature also the first immigration village is called Yoshinomura. And Yoshinomura, there was a farmer called Aoki Shigeru. Aoki Shigeru, because he missed the flavor and taste of the rice from Kumamoto. So he imported Kumamoto rice. It's called Kikuchi. Kikuchi rice to crossbreed with the local Thai rice. And finally, he came up with a new variety for making sake. It's called Yoshino Ichigo. Yoshino Ichigo has a shimbaku, and shimbaku is very easy to dissolve in water, and therefore it's good to produce sake. And with the help of a historian, Dr. Fan, we discovered that in 1935, there was 1,700 tons of Yoshino Ichigo, produced the best sake called Suiko at that moment for the highest elite officers' consumption. But however, the sake culture in Taiwan, after the departure of Japanese, the sake culture was replaced by the liquors, sorghum liquors, and Shaoxing that preferred by the Chiang Kai-shek. So after these numerous literature support, I started the project of Taiwan Wine and Spirit Renaissance. I get the seed of Yoshino Ichigo from the agricultural station, and I started to plant this year, even in the farm of Aoki Shigeru, because Aoki Shigeru in his farm last year his farm was planted with vegetables, but this year we started the project called Taiwan Jisake Renaissance, and this is the first version of sake we produce with Yoshino Ichigo. Nowadays, we are building a new brewery in Taichung, and next year we hope to inaugurate our new brewery. And I wish one day I will have the opportunity to show and share all of you face to face the Yoshino Ichigo and other shochu that we produce with the Renaissance project. Again, from the deep bottom of my heart, I would like to thank Japan for the help, for the donation of vaccines to Taiwan. And I hope to say thank you in Japanese to you. Makoto ni arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, Japan. Thank you.